10 child stars who look nothing like they once did. Then and now, 2026. Childhood magic can fade fast in Hollywood. Those faces you once adored on TV and in movies. Some of them are almost unrecognizable now. Fame, time, and life in the spotlight have changed them more than you'd ever imagine. Today we're taking a look at 10 child stars, comparing their then and now appearances, and discovering just how much growing up under the cameras can transform a life. Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci broke the mold in Hollywood as just a young child. Christina started filming movies at the age of 8. In Mermaids, alongside Cher and Winona Ryder, screen legend herself. Yet nothing could have prepared the public for the arrival of Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family movie in 1991, where, at only 10 years old, Christina's original beauty and mysterious appeal dazzled the screen, as she went on to play the same character in Addams Family Values in 1993. However, Ricci did not fade from the scene of Hollywood films as she aged. Rather, she continued acting in films and television series as she matured, taking up different roles in numerous productions. Among the films that featured her were Casper and Now and Then, while other films that portrayed her in mature roles, as in her adult stage, included Sleepy Hollow and Monster. Already in 2025, Ricci was involved in other productions, including voiceovers, as in Catwoman in the Batman Caped Crusader series. Recently, Ricci has even reintroduced herself to the world of the Addams Family via the Netflix show Wednesday, playing another role, but definitely an acknowledgement of her earlier hit character. Now it's time to change gears and explore the very different example of a child star, a performer whose start in a major action-packed film made them a 90s icon. Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong rose to fame overnight when he was cast as a young John Connor in Terminator 2: Judgment Day at the age of 13 years old. For his performance, he won a Saturn Award and an MTV Movie Award, and he was remembered for his tough and very brave performance as a child actor. However, as he aged, his life as an actor became more challenging. Some of his films in the 2000s included straight-to-video releases, and he also did not get a role to play John Connor in Terminator 3, as he struggled with personal issues which some reports related to his struggles with drug abuse. Furlong has been very open about his struggles and his pursuit of sobriety, which has been a difficult process for him based on his experiences in his adult years. And currently, in the mid-2020s, he continues to pursue acting, in addition to attending fan conventions to stay connected to his famous character. Now, let's shift gears and discuss another actor who has acted at a young age but has taken a different route. Dakota Fanning. The beginning of Dakota Fanning's career in Hollywood goes back even further. She started acting professionally at about age 5 and got her big breakout at age 7 in the drama I Am Sam, earning a Screen Actors Guild nomination and making history as the youngest nominee ever at the time. Following that, she was one of the busiest young actresses in films such as Man on Fire, War of the Worlds, Charlotte's Web, and The Secret Life of Bees. As she grew into adulthood, Fanning transitioned smoothly into teenage and adult parts in films such as The Twilight Saga and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. By 2025, Dakota Fanning remained active in Hollywood, taking on roles in various TV series, including the now-airing series The Alienist, and earning early awards attention for her starring role in the Netflix series Ripley. She also spoke a number of times about how early experiences help her treat young actors with respect on set. The next star had the entire world watching him grow up, one spell at a time. Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is perhaps the most iconic case of child stars, who matured while living under the limelight. Born in 1989 in London, this individual's acting journey began at merely 10 years old when he first starred in the BBC's version of David Copperfield. However, the turning point in his life came when, at the age of 11, he received the crucial role of Harry Potter, which he portrayed in all 8 movies spanning the series from 2001 to 2011. As a child in Harry Potter, Radcliffe was famous for his round spectacles, tousled hair, and, of course, that distinctive scar shaped like a lightning bolt. However, as time progressed, fans across the world saw the boy change into a man in front of their eyes. After the conclusion of the final installment of Harry Potter, Radcliffe chose roles that could not have been more contrasting, including films such as Woman in Black, Swiss Army Man, and Guns Akimbo. In fact, The story of his growth as an actor is one of deliberate development. He did not simply latch onto the fame that came with playing Harry Potter, but has continued on his diverse projects and shown the world that he is more than the boy who lived. By the mid-2020s, he even won a Tony Award for his contribution in the musical Merrily We Roll Along. Let's proceed from one fantasy series icon to another. Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood also began his acting career at a very young age. Born in 1981 in Iowa, he made his screen debut in Back to the Future Part 2 at just 8 years old. There followed important early performances in movies such as The Good Son and The Adventures of Huck Finn. However, the break that launched him to stardom was when he was chosen to play the role of Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings series of films, which brought him international acclaim as a star. The series of films that cemented the legend of Lord of the Rings became a classic in their own right, with Frodo Baggins as one of the iconic characters in the series played. Unlike some child actors who tend to disappear after their child star status, Wood has continued to work in acting and production roles. Some of his work after Lord of the Rings includes a variety of shows such as Wilfred and Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. The next child star ruled an entire generation's TV screens. Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff first rose to fame with the lead role of Lizzie McGuire on the Disney Channel in 2001. That show was a huge success among children and preteens, and Duff's charming and humorous performance made her a popular teenage celebrity of the early 2000s. It also spawned a film, The Lizzie McGuire Movie, and contributed to the success of albums like Metamorphosis, a multi-platinum album. While living under the microscope as a child wasn't always easy, Duff used her Disney success as a springboard to bigger things. While she did not simply fade away after Lizzie McGuire, she went on to appear in films such as A Cinderella Story and Cheaper by the Dozen, and more recently has begun to appear in more grown-up series and comedies. She appeared as a series regular on the long-running series Younger, as well as playing a series lead role on How I Met Your Father, proving she had far more to offer than a comedic turn at Disney. She has ventured into business under her own names for both fashion and fragrances, and in 2025, she signed a deal with Atlantic Records to pursue musical projects, which include releasing a single called Mature in 2025, as well as releasing a complete album in 2026. Fans have often discussed the ways in which Duff has transformed since her Lizzie McGuire days, not only in terms of looks, but also in terms of her values, being balancing career, family, and her own projects. Now, let's talk about another well-loved child star, one who achieved stardom within the most iconic series of films ever produced. Tom Felton. Tom Felton started his acting career as a child actor when he was cast in the role of Draco Malfoy in the film series Harry Potter, in which he appeared in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in 2001. Only 13 years of age at the time, he became a household name as the blonde-haired rival of Harry. Unlike many child stars whose fame declines after their first leading appearance, Felton has maintained an acting career throughout the years following the conclusion of the Harry Potter series in 2011. He has acted in movies like Rise of the Planet of the Apes and television programs like The Flash and Origin. Then, in 2025, Felton was back in the news as he ventured back into the world of Harry Potter, but this time on stage. He took on the role of Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child at the Lyric Theater in New York. This was an amazing comeback for the 38-year-old actor, as it was over 14 years since the completion of the original film series. The next child star chose a much quieter path. Adam Lamberg. As a kid who grew up watching Lizzie McGuire back in the early 2000s, chances are that Adam Lamberg, who played David Gordo Gordon, the offbeat best friend of Lizzie McGuire, known for his curly hair and dry wit, is familiar to you. Born in 1984, the actor portrayed Gordo from 2001-2004, as well as in the 2003 film The Lizzie McGuire Movie. However, when the series Lizzie McGuire wrapped, Lamberg did the unexpected. He left acting. Rather than pursuing fame in Hollywood, he chose to further his education and attended UC Berkeley, graduating with a degree in geography. Additionally, he went on to receive a master's in public administration. For years to come, Lamberg quietly operated in the worlds of arts, including at the Irish Arts Center in New York, where he was involved in development and events. Today, he appears to be in his 40s and has maintained a more private life, opting not to take up acting for many years now. The next child star reminds us that stepping away can sometimes lead to a powerful return. Anna Chlumsky. Anna Chlumsky rose to fame in the early 1990s with the movie My Girl, in which she portrayed Vada Sultanfuss. Chlumsky was only 11 when she acted in the movie. However, with My Girl, Macaulay Culkin included, the movie is iconic. Even now, many claim that they cannot watch the movie My Girl without having tears in their eyes. This iconic movie was released in 1991. After My Girl's success and its sequel, Chlumsky took on a string of roles in movies, but shocked many with a surprising turn of events in the late 1990s when she decided to leave her acting career and pursue her education. She attended college at the University of Chicago, where she received a degree in international studies, opting for a normal life away from Tinseltown during her young adult years. Her acting comeback began slowly in the late 2000s and proved to be a great return to the industry. Chlumsky achieved great success as Amy Bruckheimer in the HBO political comedy series Veep and received multiple nominations for Emmys there. Now let's turn to a second child star who matured in front of the camera but opted for a much more discerning career for herself as a grown actress, Thora Birch. Thora Birch started her acting career at a remarkably young age and was picked out for her natural, subtle acting style. In addition to her performances in popular children's films such as Hocus Pocus, 1993, and Now and Then, her performance as Jane Burnham in American Beauty, 1999, received considerable critical acclaim while she was merely a teenager. Unlike other actresses who became visible to the general public, Birch handled things differently. After she became a success, she became very choosy about the movies she wanted to act in. There are reports within the industry indicating that the reason she became less visible in movies is because she wanted independence. Recently, however, Birch has appeared on television shows like The Walking Dead and Wednesday and has also tried directing, making a strong attempt to return on her own terms, and has spoken about finding value in her overall mental and physical well-being as opposed to fame itself, and has gained back respect in the process. And that's it for today's trip down memory lane. It's wild to see how these child stars grew up, changed, and found their own paths, some in the spotlight, others far away from it. Fame may fade, but the impact they left on our childhoods never really does. If this brought back memories, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which transformation surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.